folks, it's Mad Dog Merv, and welcome to Mad Dog's Adventures in 40K. Today, we're going to finish up the custom chapter that I started a while back. This is the last picture I showed you guys of them. I had built the captain pretty much to completion, but these guys weren't quite done yet. And I've made some additions to this group as well. Now, here's the story. I decided to take kind of roughly the Iron Snakes, but this would be a successor chapter, a newly formed successor chapter to the Iron Snakes called the Turquoise Serpents. So that's the name of my chapter, is the Turquoise Serpents. And the idea is they get lost in a warp storm, wind up on Terra during the Mesoamerica period of time. So this is where our Incas and our Aztecs and all that kind of get these guys from space idea. Okay. So I wanted to put them on some really cool bases. I couldn't decide what to do. I went to Gaujo Games, which is close by here, and found this wonderful set. True, they're for Age of Sigmar, but they're going to work perfect for what I want to do. Because again, I'm going to do a time period of between 1000 and 2000 AD. 1000 and anyway, 0 and 1000 AD, something like that. I also picked this up, which is the Battlefield Trophies. I've been wanting this since it came out. As you can see, it's got some really cool stuff in there. Some of the damage to these skulls and helmets are awesome, but that Space Marine, yeah, I really wanted him, and here's why. So I put him on a base, and I took a bunch of cork and just laid it around him, again, like rubble. And I went ahead and cast both this one and this skull base that came in that hero set, because I'm going to need a bunch of these for future use. So I made some cash. You can see one of the resin pieces there. And I've started to put some of the grays, some of the stains, and did this one as an Imperial Fist. Thought that would be kind of interesting, but he's not finished, obviously. And here you can see a little bit better of the the cast that I made. I made several of these casts. They all turned out very well. I did have to go back and do some work on the one with the skulls, however. Had a few air bubbles, so I had to remake that mold. So let's go back and look at our captain. I went ahead and put him on this base here, which is the stairs. Unfortunately, it looks too Christmassy for me. I'm going to have to change that color. But I thought it was very appropriate for our captain. And this, I kind of leaning towards like the captain and his honor guard type of arrangement here. So I put this guy on this particular, I don't know, it's kind of a funny face with a cog on the outside of it. Went ahead and painted the weapons red on these guys. Figured it would be a good contrast for what I was doing. Used a helmet from the, what are they called? The ones that hunt the Xenos, I can't remember. Anyway, from another group. And you can see how he turned out. But check this out. I put a smaller disc inside, painted it fluorescent red, and it fluoresces with my black light. Pretty cool. Okay, so this guy, again, not completely finished. I still have edge highlighting to do, and obviously the weapons to paint on this guy. But went ahead and put him on this wooden stump base that came in that hero set. I thought this was very appropriate for him. I did take this one Paladron, though, and I tried to make the snake out of some putty. Turned out pretty good, but I do need to touch it up just a little bit. I think this is my favorite of this group here, kind of the group sergeant, and the face. It was very simple, literally just took a couple of minutes to do, and I think he turned out very well. Definitely the favorite of this group. And I put him on these stairs, running up these stairs. Again, the colors, I may do something different at some point in time. I do need to bleach the bones out here a little bit, but not too bad. He does need some edge highlighting still, of course. Needs some finishing off. But not too bad at this point. Then there's this character, and I put him on this base that has some skulls and what looks to be some kind of a metal symbol of some sort that is broken. Still, of course, have some finish work to do on him, but for the most part, he's pretty close. But I really like how this base looks with him. Again, I took that hammer from the I can't remember what those guys are now. You guys will tell me. Anyway, we need an apothecary. If this is going to be a captain and his entourage, well, you need an apothecary, don't you? So I changed his backpack though to be more of a turquoise um, than the others. The others have more of that cream color on theirs. But you can see I took the decals from one of the decal sets. I custom made a bunch of these parts because I just didn't have all of the apothecary stuff I needed. I had the pistol and I had the helmet and a few other things, but I didn't have all of the parts I needed. So a lot of this is just custom built stuff. Oxygen tanks from like a 72nd scale aircraft. That knife there is where'd that come from? My Blood and Zeal team. And then right next to it is a jack from a Panther tank, believe it or not. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, 35th scale. And here they are. Uh, like how they turned out. I'm really happy with them. Again, this is the size of the group that I'm going to have. So I did pick up a Chaplain in Terminator armor. I had to have this guy. Decided to go ahead and do him as one of my Blood Angels because I kind of needed one for my Blood Angels. And I put him on this base. I don't know what to call this base. It looks kind of like a weird sundial or something. But anyway, this particular hero base. Now, he was very easy to paint. Just some Templar black. Dry brushed the skull on, or the helmet on this thing. This build, he was really quick and easy. In fact, I think I spent more time on the base than I did on on that Terminator. And he still needs some edge highlighting and stuff again. All of this needs to be edge highlighted still, but I wanted to show it to you guys, show how things had turned out. And these hero bases, they worked really, really well, I think, with this project. And here's the three that are left over. Kind of like I don't know what that is, but pillar, that altar. All of these have a lot of dry brushing and a lot of washes on them to get them to where they are as you see them. A lot of wraithbone, a lot of Corax white on here with the dry brushing. Again, like how they turned out. These ought to be a whole lot of fun. So anyway, thanks for joining us for this today, folks. We will see you again in a couple of weeks with some more Warhammer stuff.